Bonjour, and the topic that we're going to learn today is les adjectifs démonstratifs. Now let's go in detail with each word. What is an adjective? The work of an adjective is to describe a noun. So for example, when we say blue book, so the color blue tells you about the book. So it is an adjective of color. But what is this demonstrative adjective? What does the word demonstrative tell you? It tells you about pointing at something or demonstrating something, right? For example, if I have to say this chalk, that table, sorry, that board, right? So this is what is known as your demonstrative adjectives. And in the plural, it is these and those. So your demonstrative adjectives are nothing but in English what you call as this, that, these, or those. Fine. So this, that, these, or those. Now by now you know that everything in French has a gender. Everything is either masculine plural, or feminine plural. So we know that even these words are going to have a gender, but you are going to have the same word which can be translated as this or that, and the same word which can be translated as these or those. What matters to us in the French language is the gender of the noun we are talking about, right? First let's see in detail. So the masculine form is CE, and then feminine form is CETTE, and the plural form is CES. Okay. Now, only for masculine before a vowel or H mute, we are going to use CET. Please remember, only for masculine words starting with a vowel or H, we will be using CET. Fine. Let's see some examples. So if I want to say this boy, it's going to be ce garçon. If I want to say this man, we know man starts with a H. It is homme. So it's going to be CET because H is silent and we pronounce the O. So it's going to be set homme. This girl is going to be set fille. This school or that school is going to be CETTE. Even though the word starts with a vowel, we do not use CET. CET is used only for masculine starting with a vowel or a H. So cette école, this school. Now if we could change any of these to the plural forms, it would be, if you want to say these boys, it will be ces garçons. If you want to say those girls, it will be ces filles. If you want to say these men, it will be ces hommes. The plural is common for masculine, feminine, and whether the word starts with a vowel. So again, coming back to CE for masculine, CET for masculine before a vowel or a H, CETTE for feminine, and CES for plural, se, set, and say. I hope that is clearly understood. This is what is adjective demonstrative. Moving on to the next topic of adjectives, which is nothing but your adjective possessives. Now we know what is an adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. So what do we mean by an adjective possessive? The word adjective possessive tells you about the belonging of the noun. So when I say my book, his mother, her father, tells you about the relationship of the person with that particular person. And when I say my book, your pen, his pencil, her dress, then tells you about whom the noun belongs to. Right? So the work of a possessive adjective is to tell you about the possession or the belonging of the noun you are talking about. Fine. So what is this possessive adjective? It is nothing but my, your, his, her, our, your, and their. So when you say my book, your book, his book, her book, our books, your books, their books, or my father, your father, his father, her father, their father, our father, right? So this tells you about the possession or the belonging of the noun you are talking about, or the relationship of the noun you are talking about. Now, as we know in French, everything has a gender, so is it with the possessive adjectives also. So you are going to see a masculine form, a feminine form, and a plural form of these possessive adjectives. And examples on the right side of the board. So the first one is going to be mo, ma, and me, meaning my. So for example, I want to say my mother. It will be ma mère, meaning my mother. If I want to say my book, book is masculine. So it's going to be mon livre, meaning my book. So since book is masculine, it will be M-O-N. If I want to say my friends, friends is plural. M-E-S-A-M-I-S, meaning my friends. I hope that is understood. So you're going to have to, ta, te, meaning your. So instead of my mother, I want to say your mother. It could be ta mère. Your book could be ton livre or tes amis, your friends, right? So depending on that, we can keep changing that. It will depend on the noun and the gender. Then you have son, sa, and say, meaning his or her. Now you got to be careful with this one. Whether it is son, it can be translated as his or her. Sa can also be translated as his or her. Say can also be translated as his or her. For example, I want to say his his mother. Her or his mother. So this can be written as his or her mother. If I have to say his or her father, father is masculine. So son père, his or her father. Depending on the context, you can translate it. Got it? So son means his or her, sa means his or her, say means his or her. Then you have notre, which is same for feminine, notre, no, meaning our. So if you have to say our mother, our book, our friends, it will look at that. Then you have votre, votre, vo, which again means your. And then you have leur, leur, and leur, which means there or theirs. So these are your possessive adjectives. Mo ma me meaning my, ton ta te meaning your, so sa se meaning his or her, notre no meaning our, votre vo meaning your, leur and leur meaning their. So these are your possessive adjectives. Fine. There is an exception that we should remember. I will write it down below. If the noun is feminine, singular, and begins with a vowel or H, use MONTONSON instead of MATA or SA. I hope that is understood. If the noun is feminine singular and begins with a vowel or H, use MONTONSON instead of MATASA. What do I mean? I want to say my school, ma école, my school. Now the word school is feminine, we know it, and it starts with a vowel. I cannot use M-A, it's wrong. Instead, I should use M-O-N. That's what my exception rule tells me. I hope that is understood. That is possessive adjectives. Mo ma me meaning my, to ta te meaning your, so sa se meaning his or her, notre no meaning our, votre vo meaning your, leur meaning their. If the noun is feminine singular and begins with a vowel or H, use mo, ton, son instead of ma, ta, sa. Look at the word after the blank, that is the noun, and check the gender accordingly. Is that clear? That is the end of adjective possessive. Now we are moving on to the next grammar topic, which is going to be your adjectives. Coming to what are adjectives, as we already learned, an adjective is nothing but an adjective is a describing word. It describes a noun. So when I say Indian girl, tells you about her nationality. When I tell you pretty woman, tells you about her description, describes, right? When I say blue book, tells you about the color of the book. Good boy, smart kid, intelligent man, right? Tells you about. So these are all nothing but descriptive, qualitatives. So we are moving to the adjectives of quality. So in French, as you know, everything has a gender. So we will learn how to change an adjective from masculine to feminine, masculine to masculine plural, and masculine to feminine plural. Fine. So we're going to see examples for each. So your adjectives are going to be divided into four categories: masculine, feminine, masculine plural, and feminine plural. So all adjectives are divided into four categories. Fine. Masculine plural, and feminine plural. Fine. So generally, how do you change an adjective? The masculine could end with anything, just add an E. To the masculine plural, add an S, and to the feminine plural, add an ES. For example, if you have the word blonde, blonde means fair, blonde. Okay, feminine, blonde. Masculine plural, blonds, and feminine plural, blondes, meaning fair. So any adjective It could end with anything. If you want to change from masculine to feminine, what should you do is you should just add an E to it. If the masculine already ends with an E, then do not add another E to the feminine. Just add an S to the plural and an S to the feminine plural. Example, jeune. It becomes jeune. Remains the same. Jeune with an S and jeune meaning young. If the masculine already ends with an S, then the feminine gets an E. With the masculine plural, there is no change, and feminine plural gets an ES. Let's take another example. Gris, meaning grey. Grise, gris. Gris and grises, and all the four mean grey. Fine. These are our general rules. Now moving on to slightly different ones. If the masculine ends with an E and an accent, the feminine will take another E. The masculine plural will only take an S. The feminine plural will take an E and an S. Clear? So it's a plus sign. So you're adding, so let's see an example like marié, married, marié, feminine. So if a girl says, boy says, I am married, je suis marié, girl with an extra E. We are married, marié with an S and mariees, meaning married. You have some more. So again, masculine, feminine, masculine plural, and feminine plural. If the masculine ends with an X or EUX, right? Remove the X and it becomes EUSE. Masculine plural is with the X and feminine plural is EUSES. So masculine plural will be EUX. Example, euro, HEUREUX becomes HEUREUSE, HEUREUX and HEUREUSES meaning happy. If the masculine ends with an F, in the feminine, remove the F and instead add a VE. Masculine plural with an S and feminine plural VES. Meaning, word, adjective, sportive, sportive, sportive with an S, meaning to be sportive in English. If the masculine ends with an EN or an ON, right? EN or an ON, you will add another NE. Masculine plural will just take an S and the feminine plural will take an NNES. Example, BON, BONNE, BONS and BONNES meaning good. Another one for EN will be entier, NNE, S, and Indiennes, meaning Indian. Fine. So these are the rules for your regular adjective. So your masculine can end with anything. Add an E to feminine, S to the masculine plural, ES to the feminine plural. Masculine ends with an E. Don't change the feminine. Add an S to the masculine and the feminine plural. If the word ends with an S, add an E to the feminine. No change in masculine plural. Add an ES to the feminine plural. E with an aigu accent takes an extra E in feminine, S in masculine plural, ES in feminine plural. If the word ends with EUX, then you change, remove the X and add SE. Masculine plural does not change. Feminine plural becomes SES. If the masculine ends with an F, remove the F and add VE. FS for masculine plural, VES for feminine plural. If the word ends with ON or EN, double the NE for masculine feminine, S for masculine plural, and double the NES for feminine plural. So with that, we finish regular adjectives. We will be moving on to now moving on to the irregular adjectives or adjectives that have 5 forms. There are some adjectives which have 5 forms, out of which we will be learning about 3 of those adjectives that have 5 forms. Okay. So let's see what are these adjectives. Adjectives that have 5 forms. So we have masculine, we have masculine before a vowel or H, feminine, masculine plural and feminine plural. So these are our 5 categories. Fine. So the first word masculine is bow. Masculine before a vowel is bell. Feminine is B-E-L-L-E. Masculine plural is B-E-A-U-X. And feminine plural is B-E-L-L-E-S. And all the 5 mean beautiful. Clear? The second one is nouveau, nouvelle, nouvelle again with an X, and nouvelle. All the 5 mean new. The next one is vieux, VI, vieux. The masculine and the masculine plural remain the same, and it means old. There are some more, but we will be only covering these 3 adjectives. So these 3 adjectives in French have 5 forms. Beau, belle, because the word ends with a U, you can see. And in the last category, the X is not pronounced. So we use before a vowel as belle, nouvelle, and bi. Okay. So with that, we will finish the descriptive adjectives.